Emily Davison was a militant suffragette in the early 1900s whose final act might have been an extreme act of political defiance, or simply a mistake. Emily was born in London on October 11, 1872. Women were not legally allowed to receive degrees at the time, but she still attended the University of Oxford and the University of London. In 1906, she joined the Women's Social and Political Union, the most prominent militant women's suffrage organization in the United Kingdom. She later gave up her job as a teacher in order to devote her attention to the organization full-time. Emily became so dedicated to both labor causes and women's rights that she used radical tactics, including stone throwing and arson. She was arrested 9 times and went on 7 hunger strikes. The government had to force-feed her to keep her alive. In 1909, Davison was arrested for throwing rocks at a chancellor's carriage, leading to a month of hard labor in Manchester's Strange Ways prison. In 1912, she was arrested again, along with several other suffragettes, all of whom went on hunger strikes while imprisoned. During a routine cell cleaning, she leapt from a balcony. She claimed it wasn't an attempt to escape, but she believed that her death could stop the painful force-feeding practices she and her comrades were suffering. She wrote, "I felt that by nothing but the sacrifice of human life would the nation be brought to realize the horrible torture our women face." 1 year later, on June 4, 1913, Emily Davison attended the EPSOM horse racing derby. She suddenly stepped out onto the track, shocking the crowd. Galloping at 30 miles per hour, King George V's horse struck her, violently throwing the woman to the ground and trampling her. Emily died 4 days later from a fractured skull. Her funeral brought a procession of 5,000 fellow suffragettes and supporters to London. An additional 50,000 people lined the streets of the city to see her coffin as it passed. Reactions to her life and death were divisive. Many of her fellow suffragettes viewed her as a hero whose death made her a martyr to the cause. Others saw her extreme actions as fanatical and suicidal. Many assumed her death was an intentional act of political protest. That notion was brought into question when 2 scarves promoting the suffragette movement and a return ticket were found on her body. She may have been trying to tie a scarf to the horse before being knocked down and killed. Emily Davison was buried in her family's plot in Northumberland, England, with her headstone reading quite simply, "Deeds, not words." In 1918, 5 years after her tragic death, women over the age of 30 were given the right to vote. In 1930, the age was lowered to 18. The reason for Davison's dramatic death, intentional or accidental, will most likely never be known, but her intense commitment to the women's movement was irrefutable.
Thanks for watching this video. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more of history's weirdness that you won't find in your textbooks. All those textbooks that you had to give back. No one has their textbooks anymore, right? I don't have mine. Anyway, there's this video here, there's this one here, there's more stuff here, there's more good stuff. If you liked it, stick around.